It's Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. AEW's coming on tonight, and I'm hoping somebody punches MJF in the face. He disrespected Billy the other day, and that's fine, but I don't think he has it. I'm not saying that because I'm hating on it because I like MJF, but I think his overconfidence is a problem. That's why he lost to Darby Allin to begin with, and he complained and bitched and moaned the entire time that he got his title back, but he didn't get it back very easily. He cheated the fucking ring and all the ridiculousness that he does. I don't know. Like, I think that's the part that turned me off about him. Kevin Knight is scum, and he was running away from Darby the other night, and that just told us who he was, because he sure wasn't running away from Darby when he was injured in the ring. These people are all going into groups and stuff, and I don't understand how Joe is mad at Billy and he's saying he doesn't like what he did, and everybody, I mean, wrestling, there's a lot that goes into it, so when you're watching it you have to like really look at it because it's different, but there's a lot of different stories that's added into it. So Ruka took the belt from the man. I gotta figure out how to watch that live so I can see it. The man turned into MJF. Like, it's the same kind of character and it's the same story. People get way too overconfident and they don't think they can be beaten. They think they're untouchable, that they're timeless, that someone isn't going to pop up that's better. We're always learning and we're always changing. I think that's why I appreciate wrestling so much, because I grew up with like John Cena. Like, he was there for a while, then he wasn't. And I grew up watching wrestling every like Wednesday and Monday and Friday. It used to be on different days when I was growing up, but it was something that I looked forward to because I got to pick my wrestler. I get to wear my sweatshirts or t-shirts. I got to show up in the living room and turn up the volume with like my family members, especially like my dad, and it was just something that we had that was really authentic and cool, and I grew up loving them. So here I am as a grown-ass adult lady, and I still feel the same way I did when I was like a kid in the living room. Nothing has changed except for the year. I get excited about wrestling because I want to see somebody who's an underdog, who doesn't have any shot in hell, and them accomplishing something. I think that's why I got so excited about Darby Allin. We'll see what happens, though. I think wrestling is an incredible sport, and it doesn't get as much hype as it deserves. I have not been watching this World Cup. I probably should have watched more of it, but I haven't. I don't know, like, it's not really my cup of tea. Like, I like soccer, but I'm just gonna be honest. I like Premier League. Like, if I'm gonna watch soccer, it's not gonna be American soccer, and I'm American, and I'm saying that. So, like, no disrespect for the United States of America, but Premier League is better. And for me, American soccer would be like watching football and pretending like football is Premier League in Manchester City. It isn't. The reason I like Premier League is because the people that are playing are premier players. I like the athletic ability to do shit that you would not assume. And soccer is absolutely one of my most favorite sports in the universe. I also really like golf and tennis. I've loved tennis since I was a kid. When I was younger, I went to tennis camp every year when I was like in my early teen years. And then by the time I got up to like 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, I went every year. So for me, tennis has always been a part of my life. So I love watching tennis. I'm not saying I always pick the best person to win, but it's still entertaining to watch it. But these sportsmen and women that accomplish all these goals and are able to succeed, it leads me to think the reason I'm having so much fun watching it is because they're doing something that's pretty fucking amazing and awesome. When I think of John Cena, he reminds me of hope and stability, which is why I added him into my podcast, Never Give Up. He walks around with that mantra and logo as a headband, as a t-shirt, as an armband. And he's not like 20 years old. I mean, he was a long time ago. But he has worked so hard to become something different than just a celebrity in wrestling. He means so much to so many families. His ability to do so many make-a-wishes meant so much to those kids that already have it bad enough because they're sick. And it just left such a positive spin in my heart. And he really just, listening to him constantly say over and over and over again about never giving up and pushing forward and persevering through difficulty, and listening to him and watching him talk to people on army bases, it just instilled this like invisible confidence in myself that I'm not sure I'll ever be able to say thank you enough to him. He literally gave me something to talk about on a mantra. He gave me something to believe in when I don't have anything to believe in, and I can't feel my fingers or my toes, and I feel like nobody's listening to me, but I know that he is. When it feels like you're in a world all by yourself and you don't know how you're going to get through something, you remember the idea of perseverance. You remember the idea of getting through difficulty, because that's the message he resonates. The message of focus and perseverance. Remembering the doctors, the nurses, the EMTs, the firefighters, the Army, the Reserve, the National Guard, the Marines, the SEALs, the Navy, the Air Force, and the countless others that sacrifice to protect you. You get to a point where you want to sacrifice to protect them too. You want to fight beside them in the Army regalia, and you want to be something that maybe you didn't think you'd be. You found that courage that you didn't know you had. You became fearless because fear couldn't conquer you. And they told you you had 6 months to live, and it's been 6 years. They told you you'd never recover, but you did. They told you all the things you'd never do, but you did all of it. The doubters, the fearful, the negative, the haters, the envy, the jealousy, it's always going to be there. But you have to be smarter than that, wiser than that, and ahead of that. That's the idea of never giving up. Moving on from the idea of never giving up, it's the idea of why not today. Procrastination, indecisiveness don't lead us anywhere. We need to challenge ourselves to be better. Wake up early, go to sleep earlier, work out at the gym, do all the things that need to be done. Honestly, it's
they're calling it a death match. Also, because if Iran loses, the gay Ayatollah slaughters the whole squad. History's being made today.
Honestly, it's important that we say it out loud. We can't buy time. We can't stop it. We can't control it. It's not a movie. It's not a remote. And I know they made a very long time ago. What's his name? I think it was called Click. And I can't remember his name. What the fuck is the Jewish dude's name? Oh my God. I'm having a brain fart. He was absolutely hilarious. The movie was hilarious. It was made a very long time ago. Maybe in the 2000s. I don't think it was from the 90s. I've seen it so many times I can't remember. But it's hilarious. The idea is he's able to like pause his life and pause his wife and skip moments and do all these things. Honestly, every day is an opportunity for us to recognize that we gotta get things done before we can't get anything done. Because if we don't get anything done, where are we going to be next? Plan things. Be ahead of the curve. 5, 10, 15 steps ahead. Prioritize things in your life. Doctor's appointments, your kids' appointments, the fertility specialist if you're like me trying to figure out when you're going to start these IUI appointments. Hopefully this works. We don't have to do IDF, but even if it doesn't, whatever God has planned, making sure that you plan and you coordinate your life and you use strategy and the ability to accomplish things.
Everybody's wondering why Americans don't love America. Because if you watch the media, you hate it. But if you visit, you love it. And guess who's watching the media? Republicans are almost universally going to tell you extremely or very proud. Look at that number for Democrats. And meanwhile, only a little or not at all, 12 times as many Democrats say that compared to Republicans.
Honestly, if we don't prioritize our lives, if we don't organize shit, if we leave things off for tomorrow, if we say we're going to respond to something and you never delete your email and you never get anything done, then nothing's ever going to get done. That's how this works. This could end up being like Invasion of the Body Snatchers or Quiet Place Fire or Terminator if we don't use those movies as a momentum for us not to fuck up like they did. Now they're movies, so they're not real, but it was based off some level of reality or some variation of a comic book or a book or some shit. Somebody wrote out the character lines. They planned out the scenes. People acted in the movie. Actors and actresses acted in the roles. We don't want that to become reality because we want to have control over time because we can't fucking buy it. That's the idea of why not today. But moving on from the idea of why not today, let's get to the tea of the day on this hump day.
Public works. All Trump wants to do is build big, beautiful ballrooms, arches, fountains, so our cities reflect the greatness of our republic.
Honestly,
Unfortunately for American
the tea talk today. We had Mint Majesty yesterday, and before that we had some other wonderful flavor. Why don't we have let's have cranberry tea, but let's drink it iced with extra cranberry. Have you ever had cranberry tea before? I think I'm going to try it. It sounds good, honestly. Starbucks has all these new drinks I want to try, but I'm trying to be healthy. My old nutritionist would have been like, you can't go to Starbucks. I don't have any time for the nutritionist, so I'm just going to utilize the stuff she taught me to be my own nutritionist. Not that I don't want to have a person to talk to, I just don't have time to do it. So it's kind of like I want to do it, but I don't have any time to do it. But the content of the tea, which is cranberry tea, is kindness for weakness.
Records show he's an Obama donor who's been arrested by park police before. The Olympian Democrat donor was charged with a misdemeanor.
Honestly.
Destruction of government property. And he told the AP he's just a concerned citizen. Well, this curious and concerned citizen is now being wrecked by one of the most famous Democrat lawyers in the country. I think we know what's going on. Trump went to get a look at the poll himself and didn't like the result, so he ordered immediate repairs.
Honestly, people like to take kindness for weakness. They like to tell you all the things they should do, even if they're not doing it. I had to talk to my mom yesterday. She ended up in a situation because she didn't follow her mind and her consciousness. She was trying to make someone happy. And I had to say to her, you can't always make people happy. You end up doing the same thing all the time because you're a good, kind-hearted person. But not everyone deserves that good, kind-hearted person. And you have to be careful giving your heart to people that don't deserve it. You have to be careful giving kindness to people that don't deserve it. Because you might do these things and they most certainly might backfire. Because people suck. We know that already. We talked about that the other day. They're not kind. Most of the time, they're rude. Now, some people are nice. I have a lot of kind people from church through parish, and I see them around town, and everybody's always kind to me. But I have a positive demeanor, and I don't take it personally when people are rude or disrespectful to me. I think it's funny. They remind me of haters, so I like put my hater shades on, and reminds me of that mentality. Like, you're being disrespectful and rude because you fucking suck and you're mad about something, and you're jealous and you're envious. Because jealousy and envy leave you angry and mad. There's nothing for me to be angry and mad about. I'm not going to give you that fucking energy. So when I think about the idea of people mistaking your kindness for weakness, I don't really think that reflects on me. Because for the most part, I'm kind because I'm a happy human. But if you catch me on the wrong day and you say the wrong things to me, that kind human is most certainly going to disappear almost entirely. I can be a Catholic Christian, love Jesus Christ, love the Eucharist, love celebrating Catholicism and the freedom that I have. Especially because I'm an American and I'm free to believe in whatever I want. And I know that there's a bunch of people all over the world and they don't have that same freedom that I do. So I'm very lucky in that way. But regardless of where you live in the world, you literally have people that want to wait to think they're going to take advantage of you to get something for you. To have you bring them somewhere, to take something. For you to offer kindness and for them to steal something or take something that they don't need or do things that they shouldn't be doing. To act a way they shouldn't be acting. And when you witness it, it's almost like a slap in the fucking face. And it's like you almost don't recognize what just happened. In order for us to avoid feeling like that, first of all, you can't take things personally. You have to develop some sort of a thick skin and not be completely emotional about everything, because people take advantage of emotions and your inability to read things. I kind of have this sort of happy, optimistic, with a little small pessimistic view of everything. Like, I'm thinking maybe things aren't always going to go my way because I think God's in control and I'm not. So I don't have an expectation that things are always going to work out. So if they don't work out, I'm not necessarily mad about it because I'm not so certain it's going to, right? I don't have the ability to think that far. But because I'm a Christian, because I love God, because I am a child of Jesus Christ, I look at life differently. I'm blessed to be alive and breathe and talk and speak and see and hear and smell and taste and love. I'm blessed to be a wife, a mom, a daughter, a sister, an aunt, an educator, a friend, a neighbor. I'm blessed. Every day I wake up and I can see with my eyes. I'm blessed. So when people think about taking advantage of me, I have a very low threshold for that, and I'm capable to read a room without the room knowing I'm reading it. There's some strange thing about me where I can walk into a room and read people instantly in 5 seconds. The moment you start talking to me, I know everything there is to know about you, and I can read you like a fucking book and know if you're good, bad, or fake as shit in an instant. 5 seconds. Even the people at church, the people that are bitching and complaining about things they should shut the fuck up about, they do that shit at church too. I mean, I witnessed it in the church I go to now, and I witnessed it in the church I went before that. I'm very silent when I'm doing this venture that I go on, when I'm determining things, but I witness them doing it. You got to be careful doing favors for people and allowing people to develop an expectation that you're going to be available and capable of giving them things that someone else should give to them. I say it to my husband all the time. I'm somebody that does believe in merit and working hard and dedication and focusing and gaining and earning based on your own stride and your own willingness and your drive for success. Because that's how I've maintained it, by working very hard. I started doing this podcast when the only person I was doing the podcast to was for my mom and my husband, because I didn't think anybody was listening to it. And I think people are listening to it now, but maybe they're not. But hopefully my mom's still listening to it, and hopefully my husband's still listening to it, because those were my biggest fans. I went into this blind, not knowing what was going to happen. I still get the emails from Podbeam telling me how many podcasts I've done. I started this podcast because I wanted to change the world, to try to make it a better place to live in. So when I think of people going out of their ways to be dicks about life and being rude and taking your kindness for weakness, go ahead. Do stupid shit and think I'm not somebody that I'm not. Make the ignorant decision to try to placate me, and you're going to find out faster than air you breathe, I am not that person, and I am not that one. I will replace you faster than light can replace the darkness, with the sun replacing the moon. It will be something like some magical fucking act. I don't have the time for this, nor do I care. You're not worth my time if you're going to do some dumb shit like that. And I'm saying this with family members too, because I think the worst shit is when families mistake your kindness for weakness, always thinking you're going to be there. I hate when people take advantage of their parents and they want their parents to be in unlimited fucking daycare, and they just want their parents to watch their kids. I hate that we have an expectation that people have to do what we want because we want them to do it. That's stupid. That's not helping anybody. So when we think about that, we should think about it in a way where we just like, go ahead, make that mistake and find out. But moving on from the tea, the delicious cranberry iced tea, let's get to the next part of our conversation. Style can be switched, because I changed my style. I got rid of the majority of all my clothes, and I'm starting over from the beginning. And I don't regret it, and it was a great decision. Yesterday I talked about... what day did I talk about? Oh, Monday I talked about shoes and closet organizers. Yesterday I had a different conversation on the tea, but you don't have to stay stuck with a style because you have it there. If you don't like it anymore, you don't have to wear it. You can get rid of it. You don't have to be stuck with anything. I brought up the idea of like updating your sneakers every couple of years and having things that you can actually wear that are comfortable, because I think we get into this mindset where we have to wear the same shit over and over and over again because we have it already. I'm not sure that's the answer.
I always wanted to walk in their footsteps. I loved it. I loved every part of it. I can't think of a person more deserving of a new house to make his life and his family's life a little bit easier. Hit that button for the elevator to the right. Now meet you upstairs. Oh my God. So big. I mean, the attention to detail is unbelievable. To be able to have an elevator in my house, I did not factor that in at all. How's the first one? Oh, wow. Yeah. I don't have to knock the counters anymore or bust my hands going through tight hallways.
I think it was like the first week we were home and we were struggling a little bit. Like, we looked at each other and we were like, how are we?
I think that
This house could be such a big house.
people feel like they can't change style because they feel like they're stuck in it. And I think that's the wrong idea to have. If you don't like something anymore, throw it away. Start over. Get new sweatpants. Get new leggings. Get new pants. Get new jeans. I talk about the shitty, crappy, like, bad quality items. You can find quality items. They might cost a little more, but it's going to last longer, and it's better style. Good music makes you move. It puts you in this, like, weird trance where you can only hear the music and you're moving to the music, and it's great for your body, mind, and soul. EarPods have Beats Beat. I'm sorry, but the AirPods and even the one that go over your ears, I think the Apple version of it looks better than the Beats version of it. I have Beats, but I think I like Apple better. I just think the functionality and the quality is a better product. I'm not saying that Beats isn't good, because I have Beats too, but overall I think Apple, it looks better. It matches more with Apple products, and it just has that je ne sais quoi of Apple. And Beats doesn't have that. They tried, but it's not there. Music should be blasted, loud, to the point where you can't hear anything. Now, my husband doesn't like to have the music loud. I do. He likes to have it at like a mid-range. I blast that shit in the car while I'm driving, like to the point where I can't hear anything. Crazy kids we are. I said to my husband that we're going to live our lives like kids till we die, and we're going to have fun, and we're going to travel, and we're going to live relentlessly and unapologetically and fearlessly. There's nothing we're not going to do, and there's nowhere we're not going to go. I watched SpongeBob like a kid. I talk to my nephews and my nieces like a kid. I'm living a very carefree life, and when God grants us the ability to have our own kids, I'm going to play with them too. I'm going to bring them to the park and, have like play dates and all that fun stuff, and it's going to be entertaining, but I never want to grow up. No, this isn't like Alice in Wonderland. I literally mean that. Like, I don't want to have this point in my life where I think I have to act old because of my age. I'm just never going to be that person. I'm always going to want to be like a kid, and it's lots of fun. And who doesn't want to do it?
He wasn't feeling the beat. He spent the big day breaking in his new basketball court. But the Messiah had one commandment.
Honestly, we're cool kids. Always and forever. It is Wednesday, so I talked about AEW earlier on. It's on tonight, and I'm watching it. Should we watch the original Superman before we go see Supergirl this weekend? I'm thinking probably I'm going to have to do that on Friday. Your Fault London looks pretty okay. The Madison. Who will be the next 007? I haven't looked into it because I don't want to ruin me watching the movie for me to see who the main character is. I'm just hoping it's not a woman. I have the books for 007 and I've read them, and I think the idea we struggle for the character. The character is a white British person. It's not a black person. It's a white person. I don't like the characterization that's not true to the actual storyline. Hollywood pisses me off a lot. Now, I'm not a racist person. I think any actor could probably act in any role, but James Bond is a white British character. That's the way it was written, and that's the way it should be. Why do we have to do the race stuff with movies that are cemented and timeless? Like, it should piss people off that Betty Boop is going to be something that Betty Boop isn't. And I'm not trying to rock a boat here with a race conversation with watching things. But I do feel like Hollywood and a bunch of other like theatrical things have a tendency of ruining what was created to make what they want. Like I told you the other day, Star Wars did horrible in the box offices, didn't make its money back. You know why it didn't make its money back? You canceled the show. We haven't seen the show in years, and then you brought back these two characters, which I like, and I bought the cup at the movie theater, which I spent $17 on, and I got all this fucking regalia for it because I love Star Wars. I'm just a Star Wars nerd. We know that. The movie did horrible in the box offices. You know why the movie did horrible in the box offices? Because they made it woke. Stop doing that with action movies. We don't want to learn lessons like that. We just want to watch good shit. There's a problem going on with that. And I insulted Spielberg or whatever the fuck his name is with the whack movie he came out with trying to insult Catholics. The entire movie was an insult to Catholics. And I think it's inappropriate and absolutely pathetic that you want to attack an entire like Christian group of people around the world with some shitty fucking movie because you're trying to prove a point to us. That's my problem. I feel like I'm constantly being attacked with movies and shit that I don't care about. I personally like horror and mob movies. I like action and I like thrillers and horror. Those are my favorite genre. I'm not really a girly girl kind of movie. I think the last movie I liked that was a girly girl kind of movie was like Clueless. But that shit came out in like the 90s or the 80s or some shit. And that was like my go-to movie for a very long time. I could probably watch that movie a million times again. I think that movie is timeless. The time frame it was created in, the characters, I just think essential. But I think Hollywood has a tendency of forgetting that the viewers. We're being forced to listen to some story that fucking sucks with characters we don't want to fucking see. And I think that's a problem. I don't know.
They don't have enough to do. And back in the days, women had
Did I just go on a rant? Yes. Every year after, it looks pretty good. Oh my God, that's from the After movie that you guys know I was obsessed with. Vicious, Return to Paradise, EastEnders, and Suspect. Not to mention Payback. Getting into food, Dave's Hot Chicken, best chicken that we found so far. One pot pasta, literally you put in the pot the meat, then the sauce, then you boil the pasta, you shove it in, you put it in, you top it with fresh mozzarella, you shove that in the oven, you let that cook off, you take it out, you mix it together. Fire! Salmon bites, scallion oil noodles, chicken salad, meatball casserole, salmon cheddar salad. So you dice up some salmon, you put that in the oven, you let that cook, and then you do like the salad kit, and then you add the salmon to the salad kit and you chop it up in pieces. Fire! And then finally, zero carb pizza, because you're making the pizza crust with canned chicken meat and or ground chicken. It's absolutely delicious, and it doesn't have any carbs in it. My friends, thank you for tuning into this hump day edition of Born to be a Star. Please remember that you are a star wherever you are. The beginning, the middle, and the end, omnipresent, just like Jesus Christ. Been here before and seen everything before. The one thing that defeats the darkness is the light. We are that light together. Let John Cena's message resonate with you. His ability to talk to people and inspire goodness. Don't let anyone take your kindness for weakness. And be willing to be a kid. To be innocent and to think about things in a different way like they do. Let's just live happy lives. Hello, goodbye, good morning, good night, ciao. Remember, you're a star wherever you are. No matter where you are in this universe we live in. No matter what country, what time, where you are, you're a star wherever you are. Hello, goodbye, good morning, good night, and ciao. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, stars.